Hey guys, today I'm gonna talk about how we can detect scrolling from a UI scroll view, not UI scroll view, just like a scroll view from SwiftUI. So if you remember, UI actually has this like a delegate function where you can actually read like how much you've like a scroll like a back and forth, which is like a pretty nice function. But unfortunately, SwiftUI doesn't really give you that delegate function or like a whatever like they call it in there, sort of like a callback function. So we'll have to use something called like a geometry reader, and we're going to do some fun like a blurring effect, using that value. So basically, when a user scroll up and down, then we can just like blur out the background and whatnot. So okay, so we're going to start at this empty project right here, and I'm going to replace that text with scroll view, and then and then I'm gonna give a geometry reader inside of it, and then we're going to say geo in. And then we're going to give it some empty view inside of it. And we're going to say rectangle, initialize it here, frame 0, 0. So it's not visible from the user point, because this is just a like a placeholder, or like sort of like a spy type of view where we can actually get the data out of it. So we get this rectangle here. And here we're going to say on change of something equitable, and so we're going to listen to that like a geo.frame in global spaces like a mid-y value, and geo dot frame in dot global mid-y, and then perform. It says new value. I'm gonna get rid of this canvas for a moment. Instead of saying new value, let's just like make it into like something more descriptive. Let's say mid y, and then we're going to just print that out on the console. So print mid y value is mid y. And then outside of this geometry reader, I'm going to say, let's just give it a sort of like a VStack or something. VStack, and we're going to put like a whole bunch of like rectangles in like different colors and like a shape, so we can actually imitate some like a meaningful view inside of it. Frame width should be like let's say 100. Height we can just say 140. Alignment we can ignore. Let's give it like a corner radius of 20 for each, and foreground color dot red, and let's just give it a nice little padding as well. I'm gonna copy paste a whole bunch of these, make some height difference 330, and change the like foreground color to like something different, purple, blue, and let's give this one a green. And then we're going to hit Command and R to run, and let's see what happens. So there's our simulator. It's currently running. Let's see what happens in the console. It could look better, but let's say like if we scroll back and forth, you can see that this mid y value changes as we like scroll up and down or so. So now that we know like how to get the like a changing value or like a mid y, we need to like put it out there so this entire view can utilize it, and maybe like build a blur effect on top of it. All right, so let's get to it. So so what I'm going to do right now is to get the background and some like a really semi-transparent like a layer on top of it. So in order to do that, we need to make a Z stack, and we're going to like fold this down, scroll view, and put it here. If you don't know how to do this, you can just hit command and comma, go to this text editing session, and then you can just check this like code folding ribbon, and then you can just like fold it up and down. It's actually a pretty nice feature. So we got the Z stack, right? And on the very bottom layer of Z stack, we're going to say image of background image. I already have this background image inside like my asset folder, so we can just like grab it like super easily. And then let's say some rectangle. Before we do that, let's try to like open up the canvas back again. So I'm gonna hit Option, Command, Enter, and it just like brings up the nice little canvas right there. I'm gonna make it smaller. Resume, and voila. And so we need some kind of like barrier, or like semi-transparent like a barrier in between that image background and the scroll view, right? So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it like rectangle. Okay, yeah, that was aggressive. And I'm gonna give this a foreground color of clear. So right now it's like completely transparent, and on top of that we're going to add on to that like the blur effect, and we're going to say background dot ultra thin material. So we have the like nice little like iOS type iOS looking the blur effect going on in there, right? And then in order to switch sort of like a back and forth with the ultra thin material and completely like a transparent, we need opacity, and opacity being 0 being completely transparent, and opacity 1 being completely visible. So we need to be able to control this based on the user's like a scroll like a direction scrolled like amount per se. And I'm going to make a state variable and let's just call it opacity. This needs to be a double, and I'm gonna initialize it to 0. Oh yeah, I need to move that out of the way. And then I'm gonna make another state variable, state private var default y, and this is going to be cg float, initialized to 0. The reason why we have this like default y is that, as you can see, even if we like scroll all the way back on and like bounce it to like a top, mid y value is still going to be something like this. Like right now we have it for like 52, but depends on how your view is constructed. It can be like, say, like 51 or like a 2, 5, like whatever you call it. So we need to initially store this initial value and have the opposite and have it offset by it. All right, and this is where we are going to do on that like a spy rectangle view. We're going to say dot on appear self dot default y value equals to geo dot frame, and you guessed it, global mid y. So right now, as soon as this spy rectangle view appears, we're going to grab that geo value stored in like a default y, and then we're going to offset that in onChange. So right here, we're going to say opacity self.opacity equals mid y minus default y. Divided by 100, because it'll have to be like either like a 0, between 0 and 1, right? And we're going to give it a absolute value of this ABS. So so when you start scroll down from the main view, it will still apply the blurring effect. Okay, let's give this one a run. Gotta love M1, so fast. Right there. Oh, like right now it is the, oh yep, that's why we're giving a static value of 1 for opacity. Let's give it self dot opacity. Give it a run. There you go. Looks pretty nice. And let's see this scroll view. I wonder what the border, I wonder like how far like this one goes. So we're going to give it a like a border of color dot red. Oh, wait. So right now it doesn't even know like how big like this one should be like constructed at. So basically it's been like expanded up to the like a size of this like V stack, and then like put the middle one right in front, right in the center of that Z stack. So so right now we need to give it a like a static frame to prevent that thing from happening. So frame UI screen dot main dot bounds dot width. Height is going to be pretty much the same, except we're going to be using height. We can ignore the alignment, and let's give this one a run. Yep. Now we fixed it. All right, it's looking pretty good. So so right now, if we didn't give it like that absolute value, if we scroll down like so, it will still be like a transparent. And if that's what you want, you should just like do it. But right now, I want to have some like what is it, pretty much like unifying effect between like a scroll up and down or so. So yeah, that was it. I hope it was helpful. Please consider like, subscribe, comment, or like whatever all those like multi-millionaire like YouTubers do. So please give me a feedback. All feedbacks are appreciated. And if you have if you guys would like to if you guys want me to like cover some like a different topic as well, like please let me know as well. I'll try to cover that as much as possible. All right, thank you, and I'll see you in my next video.